Okay, so let's jump right in. We're talking about this deeply personal journey of a man, a software engineer, whose life is just completely upended by a series of profound losses.
Right. A very logical, technical guy. And it starts with the death of his father, which was a strained relationship to begin with.
Totally strained. He talks about being kicked out of the house as a kid, his dad not even getting off the couch to say goodbye when he left for the Navy. But there's this one beautiful final memory of his dad, really sick, reading a story to his granddaughter. It's so poignant.
But the real turning point, the thing that sort of kicks off this whole spiritual avalanche, happens at the funeral, right?
Yes, the night before the funeral, they're at the viewing, it's all somber, and suddenly the funeral home phone starts ringing. And not just ringing, it's described as a loud, piercing sound you could hear across the street.
Okay, that's already weird.
It is. And he leans over to his brother and whispers, "If that's God calling, tell him I'm not here." And in that moment, he believes God heard him, smirked, and was like, "Oh yeah? Watch this."
Wow. And from that moment on, his life just becomes unexplainable. It's like the universe starts sending him signs.
Exactly. It's a slow burn at first, but after his sister Nikki is tragically killed in a car accident, the signs just explode. He's seeing butterflies everywhere, billboards with the word Christ on them, just appearing at the perfect moment. It's like his whole perception of reality just cracked open.
And he starts finding these messages in the most unexpected places, like in movies. That's fascinating.
It's incredible. He sees Bruce Almighty and has this revelation about how we're all screaming for a sign, but we're too busy and angry to see the literal signs all around us.
So he's not just watching movies, he's decoding them for his life.
Yes, and then with Patch Adams, he learns the lesson of looking beyond the problem to see more solutions. And then Evan Almighty becomes his cornerstone.
Right, the ARK, Acts of Random Kindness.
ARK, it becomes his mission. And there's that profound line from the movie, when you pray for patience, does God give you patience or the opportunity to be patient? He realizes prayers are answered in opportunities.
That reframes everything. But it's not just movies. He has these very real, very strange encounters with people who seem to be connected to this other side. Like Teresa Caputo, the Long Island medium.
Oh, the Teresa Caputo story is wild. He brings a brand new tape recorder to her show, hoping to record his reading. She walks right up to his section, asks, "Who lost a sister?" And as he goes to explain the recorder, they both drop it.
No!
Yes, batteries go flying down the aisle, and there's Teresa Caputo in her heels and big hair, scrambling on the floor to pick them up. It's so funny and human and bizarre.
It's this mix of the sacred and the completely absurd that runs through all his stories.
It is, and that's not even the wildest one. The story about the Prophet book is just, it's on another level.
Okay, walk me through this one because there are so many moving parts.
All right, so his sister Chrissy calls him. She tells him this story about how a patient, whose sister was also killed in a car wreck, recommended the book The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. Then she gets home and her son already has the book.
That's a pretty big coincidence on its own.
Just wait. So he hangs up the phone, goes to play Wii Jeopardy with his family, and the second question is about when The Prophet by Khalil Gibran was published.
Get out, no way.
Yes, and for the first time, his family sees the sign too. He's not the only one, but it doesn't stop. He goes to a gas station later, gets a random urge to ask a stranger if he plays guitar. The guy says yes, and gives him a cassette tape from his band, the greatest band you've never heard.
And his book is called The Greatest Story That Was Almost Never Told. That is just, it's chills.
And the man from the gas station says his brother-in-law, Robbie, just passed away. The night before, one of the answers in another game they played, Family Feud, was Robbie. It's like a divine puzzle clicking into place piece by piece.
Okay, but I have to bring this up. It's an incredible spiritual journey for him, but what about his family? He mentions several times how his wife and kids would just shrug, or his wife would think something was medically wrong. That has to be an incredibly isolating experience.
Oh, absolutely. That's the paradox of his life, as he calls it. He's this logical software engineer having these deeply spiritual, unexplainable experiences, and the people closest to him think he's losing his mind.
Right. He even says he was watching Evan Almighty and crying because he saw himself in Evan, trying to explain his calling to his wife, who just couldn't see it and eventually left. That's heartbreaking.
It is, and it shows that this path isn't easy. He talks about deep depression, about feeling like a ghost in his own house, about a disastrous stay in a cockroach-infested hotel when he tried to leave. The divine path isn't always paved with gold, you know? Sometimes it's paved with cockroaches.
Ha! And brain zaps. The hospital story where the resident tells him he had a heart attack and then says, "Just kidding." I mean, who does that?
It's insane. But it's another perfect example. He has these terrifying physical symptoms, there are signs on the drive over, and it all turns out to be a minor phosphorus deficiency and a resident with a terrible sense of humor. It's this collision of the profound and the ridiculous.
So how does he channel all this? He starts performing, right? As this character, you.
Exactly. He creates this persona, an old, quirky Italian man with a walker and prosthetic arms. He shows up to an open mic night. The MC is incredibly rude to him, and he thinks he's not going to get to perform.
The "I'll put you wherever the fucks I want to put you" guy. Yeah.
That's the one. But then, at the very end of the night, the MC calls him up as the final act. He gets on stage, doesn't tell a single joke, but instead speaks from the heart about his brother and asks for prayers. He says he gave a sermon on the Mount.
On Mount Washington in Pittsburgh. The symbolism is just everywhere.
Everywhere. And it all seems to find a home, a sanctuary, at Cracker Barrel of all places.
How does Cracker Barrel become the epicenter of this?
A beloved waitress there named Gina passes away. Her name means heavenly gift. The staff creates a beautiful memorial for her inside the restaurant. When he goes there to eat, he's seated right in front of her picture. And he says in that moment, he knew he belonged there. Any place that would honor an employee like that was a place with heart.
So it's where his mission of "You Matter" finds a real-world home. It's about community, honoring people, and spreading joy.
Exactly. It's where the purple dinosaur and Santa Claus and the man receiving messages from God all come together. It's the culmination of this unbelievable, painful, hilarious, and ultimately beautiful journey of finding his purpose in the most unexpected ways.